What if you're having a really hard time learning the DBT skills, or you think you can't learn them? Well, first of all, DBT skills are a set of tools, instructions, handouts, and worksheets for ideas to survive situations well, to tolerate and manage difficult emotions, and not make the situation worse. The truth is, everyone has suffering. People may not be willing to admit to their suffering or be open about their suffering, but most certainly everyone struggles or has struggled in some way in their life. Sometimes people think that other people don't suffer or they're the only ones who suffer, and that makes it worse. It makes it really hard to be willing to learn skills to cope or think they're the only ones that have this amount of intensity of pain. The truth is, people are often looking for ways to relieve suffering, to grieve well. Sometimes people look for religion, philosophy, social communities, all sorts of things, to not be alone, to reduce suffering, to get out of depression, and to have less anxiety. The DBT skills are just one set of coping skills, resources, and tools to use, and they may or may not work for you. People have very different styles of learning, and sometimes people like handouts and worksheets. Sometimes people like YouTube videos, like my YouTube channel. So it's helpful to keep in mind that you may have different learning styles than other people that are learning around you at a different pace, faster or slower. I also want you to just consider DBT skills are complex. So whenever there's a big task or a complex set of instructions, one of the things you can do is break it down into steps. Do the first step. If the first step is too complicated, break that down into steps and do the first step. Learning, a big thing, takes time, it takes patience, it takes some flexibility and self-forgiveness. So if you feel you really aren't getting something, it's important to find some space, compassion, and kindness for yourself. The other thing that I think is really important is to stop blame and judgment. So if you're being told that you need to learn DBT because you have a problem or you are a problem, generally that type of feedback isn't really that useful because it doesn't really point to solutions. So blaming, figuring out whose fault it is, seeing or identifying yourself as a bad or immoral person, being the problem child or the problematic family member generally is not feedback that helps people solve problems, implement solutions, increase connection, closeness, intimacy, easygoing relationships, or just in generally supportive communities. So if somebody's blaming you, maybe you're blaming yourself, it's probably helpful to set that aside because it just doesn't work and it's really not helpful. So if that's interfering with you, I just want to encourage you that learning is hard. Seeing yourself as a problem is not a solution. And feedback generally includes having solutions like skills. Also, even people that have been doing DBT for a long time aren't always using the skills and don't know all of the skills by heart. Some things work for people that have been learning it a long time. Even I have my favorite skills and I have my less favorite skills, but also people like things that I don't like and I like things that other people don't like. So I think it's all fair game. If you're learning DBT, you can also have moments where you have giving up, you don't care, you don't want to try, you have urges to quit, leave, pull in the towel, throw in the towel, whatever. And sometimes you can do that and then you can come back because every day is a new day. Emotions change, mood changes, and your willingness might change. So I just would encourage you to hang in there, to find what works for you, to figure out what you like, to figure out your style of learning, and to find some credibility and validity in what you're interested in, what you're curious about, what works for you. Watch videos again, pause them, don't watch them, find different content. Look at the book, don't look at the book. But just bear in mind it's a process, so be patient. And I have lots of videos and I have more coming, so hopefully you'll be able to stay tuned. I hope that's helpful, and good luck in your endeavor to learn DBT and a very complex set of skills.